This episode is brought to you by Antennas Direct, makers of the toughest antennas in the universe. Hi, and welcome to the Man Cave Cinema. My name is John Zanettos, and this is episode 52 of the Man Cave Cinema Rant. And today we're going to be talking about how to make a dumb TV smart, and Star Wars is coming to Netflix. Yes, the new Star Wars, The Force Awakens, coming to Netflix. Details coming up in just a second, but first, I'd like to remind everybody, if you want to cut the cord, put up an antenna, and save yourself some money and say, goodbye, cable company, goodbye, satellite dish company, and free yourself from those monthly nasty payments and stupid fees you have to pay, go to the Man Cave Cinema cord cutting store. There's a tab right on our site. You can go there and pick up whatever you need to do. And I, myself, will do all the fulfillment, all the shopping for you, ship it out to your house. And my pledge to you out there is that my customers come first. And I make sure that my customers are happy and they get what they need, what they want, so they can have the best experience possible using an antenna. Okay, let's start off with making your smart TV, or making your dumb TV smart. First off, if you got an older TV, an older high definition TV that has no smart features, no Netflix, no different kinds of apps on there, don't fret. Okay, very, very easily, what you need to do is get a little box. I would show you mine, but it's hooked up right now. Get a little box, and these little boxes come by different names. For instance, a company called Roku makes the Roku 2, 3, and there's a 4 coming out for 4K TVs. Apple TV, everybody knows Apple TV. There's a brand new Apple TV coming out this week that promises to be pretty kick-ass. They've opened up development for the Apple TV, so other developers out there could develop apps for it. So it's not locked to particular apps like the current Apple TV. The current Apple TV just has a few apps, and they're locked in there by Apple. You can't download new apps, new channels, new stations, new whatever. So now with the new Apple TV, you can, and they're opening up an Apple TV what's it called? The Apple TV Store. So, and Google has their Chromecast, which is a little tiny device that hooks up into your HDMI, and again, Netflix and all the other apps on there also. So that's all you need to do. Early morning edition of the Man Cave Cinema Rant, so I need coffee. Now, with these devices, there's so many things that you can get. For instance, the Roku device boasts 1,400 channels. In other words, 1,400 apps. You name it. They've got Netflix, they've got Amazon, they've got Hulu, they've got Vudu. For Canadians, they've got Cineplex. Now, everybody knows in Canada what Cineplex is. Cineplex is the biggest movie chain here in Canada, and they've got an online store where you can purchase movies and you can rent movies. So no need to go to the video store anymore if you live in a city that still has video stores and picking up, scratched and dirty copies of movies. There's so much stuff, and some of these things have games on them. The Roku has, Angry Birds, Pac-Man, Galaxian, sort of old school kind of games. The new Apple TV is going to be offering games too that you can, that you use on your iPhone or iPad, and you'll be able to play it on your TV. Same thing with the Amazon Fire TV. Again, not only with your Netflix and Amazon on all the different TV apps that you can have, and music apps. Let's not forget Spotify, Pandora, radio. You can listen to music on these things, no problem. What else I was going to say? I lost my train of thought. Well, morning, dead tired. Stayed up late and watched the Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch. Yes, I believe. Great movie. Stayed up late, paying for it this morning. Anyway, so these devices just offer so many things. So what you're essentially doing is taking a TV that has no apps and making it smart that has a ton of apps for prices between $35 for the Google Chromecast all the way up to, I think it's $199 for the top end Apple TV with 64 gigabytes of memory. The 32 gigabytes of memory Apple TV, the new one, will have will be $149. Yes, $149. So it's more on the expensive end. We expect that it's Apple, but there's so many choices out there that you can't really go wrong. And for instance, the Roku 2, the current Roku 2, which has the same technical specifications as the old Roku 3, is a bargain right now. You can get it anywhere between $60 to $80, depending if it's on sale or it's at normal price. So it costs nothing, and these devices are everywhere. Walmart, any store that has an electronic department or has who sells electronics will have this stuff. I mean, you can just walk out your door, pick it up, bring it home, and all you need is power to power the device, an HDMI cable to plug into your TV, and that's it. You turn it on, you tell it where your Wi-Fi or your wireless internet is, it picks it up, and you're off to the races. That's it. That's how easy it is to make your dumb high-definition TV smart. Look, if you're in the market for a TV, go out and buy a smart TV. Go nuts. There's a ton of them. But the only problem, one little caveat that I have with these smart TVs is that the smart TVs have a shelf life about 6 to 8 months of ongoing development, and then the TV manufacturer moves on to the next version. So getting updates and more apps can be very difficult sometimes on some of these TVs because they're not actively developing on them. So you'll have your apps, but don't expect many great updates later on. But with these boxes and that I'm talking about here, there's constant development. There's constant channels being added. There's constant apps being done. They're upgrading their firmware to make it better, to make it faster, to make it more innovative. So there's constant development. That's where the difference lies. You know what? You can even go to the point of save yourself some money, get yourself a good TV, like an excellent TV, without any smart features, and just plug in one of these devices and you're good to go. But if you're set on a smart TV that has everything on it, by all means, I'm not stopping you. I'm not. But don't come crying to me in about 6 months' time where, your friend down the street with a Roku has this latest version of Netflix that does all kinds of wonderful things, and you're left in the dark with no upgrade. So that's it. Okay, second thing on the hit parade today is that I just read today. I just read this morning from Engadget, and let me just read you what they're saying here. I gotta bring it up again. It's very exciting news, and it's only exciting news, quite honestly, for everybody in Canada. And this will not happen in the U.S., unfortunately. I hate to say this, our American cousins are going to get ripped off on this. Netflix will stream the new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens, in 2016, but only in Canada. Let me tell you why. Let's see here. They have some fluff here. If you determine to save money by watching Star Wars: The Force Awakens at home through a streaming service, well, you better live in the true north, strong and free, meaning Canada. Netflix tells Variety, now this is the paper for Hollywood, that the timing of its Disney deals will only let it stream the new Star Wars flick in Canada starting 8 months after it leaves the theaters. So 8 months after the theater. So after you've seen it 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the theater, in little to no time after that, you'll be able to watch Netflix and relive that whole experience again, watching Star Wars. So you see the service. The services Canada, the Canadian Disney agreement covers movie releases in 2015 and onwards, which include the Star Wars Force Awakens. In the U.S., you're stuck with movies debuting in 2016. What? That doesn't make sense. So in other words, what I'm thinking here, let me just read a little bit further here. Let's see here. In the U.S., you're stuck with movies debuting in 2016 or later. So in Canada, they do 2015 and onwards. Star Wars is going to be released in 2015. Okay, that's where the difference lies. We certainly expect UK availability via Disney's own streaming service, but The Force Awakens will hit Sky as soon as it's finished airing in cinemas. So there's a lot of cool things coming down the road. But this is important, folks. Netflix has the power to put Disney movies, especially Star Wars, such a big franchise, such a big movie, in streaming as soon as 8 months after. This is how important streaming is. I've said this in the past, and I've said it so many times. Blu-ray is dead. All the studios are going through streaming. It's easier on the customer. It's easier on the studio. And you know what? The home theater Illuminati say it's not as good as Blu-ray, the picture and the sound. But you know what? These companies are not sitting around doing nothing. They are developing. They are enhancing. They're making it better. They know they're up against Blu-ray, and they want to make the experience, if not the same or better than Blu-ray. So there's a lot of technology behind that we don't see that's bringing this to us. So yes, we have to get faster internet connections. But if you cut the cord, get rid of cable TV, and just take that money that you saved from cable TV and put it into a package for better internet, then you're good to go. Bob's your uncle. Let's see here. Well, that's about it. There's some other information here, but it's not relevant right now. Anyways, folks, that's all I need to say today. It's exciting to be Canadian because we'll be getting Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and this also helps out the whining and complaining that Canadian consumers with Netflix are saying that the U.S. gets everything first. That's kind of true. You guys do get everything first. But this is a nice consolidation for us to say, yay, we're getting Star Wars first, but, whatever. It'll happen in the U.S. also. So these are very exciting times. And I think that's it. That's all I have to say. So everybody, take care on your Monday morning, and see you later.